Alright folks, what is up? This is One Big Bug and I'm coming at you with Euro Truck Simulator 2. We're just continuing on with our the next rendition of our career because as you know by now, there have been several. So we are still driving our luxury SUVs. I believe we just took our ferry and we have our last little leg of the trip to go. So let's continue on with that, shall we? I'm bumping the mouse pad that I have, and so I did finally turn off the rumble strips, just to let you know. Gotta be careful because this is a fragile cargo. Steering feels really sensitive right now. It's a little chill in my room, but it's not cold. It's kind of hard to explain. But as I've said before, when my controller sits for a while, hasn't been used, and it kind of cools off, this is ultimately what happens. It becomes really stiff, and it's a little harder to control the truck. Why am I trying to go this way? Because I'm an idiot, that's why. Hey, 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 hey! Dude! Dude, you gotta go. I mean, I know I screwed up, but still. It's alright, we'll just go around again. And you know, I had something to talk about today, something actually semi-important. But I don't know what it was. I forget. Oh, wow. So, one thing for sure, interesting little piece of news, is that HBO is going to be showing Sesame Street. They have a signed exclusive deal. Apparently, Sesame Street is not going to be just donation only. So now they're licensed to HBO, but it's not a bad license. New shows will still be shown on PBS 7 months after they are released from when they are released on HBO. And they'll still be continued to show on other media as well as on all HBO outlets. Now, this is really good, obviously. It allows it allows Sesame Street to continue making shows. I mean, I guess there was a point there where they were under a real threat. And there might not have been Sesame Street, or maybe they were just having a lot of difficulty. I'm not sure exactly how it was, but from what little I could gather by watching the news report, just by the way they were talking, it kind of sounded like there were problems. So this will really help Sesame Street continue to keep going with the funding that it needs. The only thing I'm curious about is why HBO? I don't know. I mean, when I was a kid, I only watched HBO for one thing, and that was HBO late night. I used to sneak down the TV, and I got my own TV. I'd be awake at night with the volume practically off, watching late night HBO. It wasn't HBO, it was Skinamax. Yes, I said Skinamax, not Cinemax. So, I don't know. I mean, it's good that HBO picked it up, but are they really going to make something from it? Time will tell. You know, one thing I don't know what it is about me is I like bad movies. It's that simple, I do. I like bad movies. The thing is I don't think they're bad. There are a lot of movies out there that people criticize and think that are bad and think that are terrible, and I tend to like them. A couple cases in point, I suppose. One would be Watchmen. I liked Watchmen. Another one would be League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. I actually liked it. After Earth, the Will Smith movie with his son. The one that got slammed. I liked it. And it makes me wonder if I'll like the new Fantastic Four movie. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not going to theaters to see it. If I do go to the theaters for anything, if I'm like actually able to afford it, I'll be going for Agent 47, the Hitman movie. I don't know. I'll give the Fantastic Four movie a shot when it comes out. Is downloadable, I suppose. You gotta wonder if Fox really put effort behind that movie, or if they just made it again because they're trying to hold on to the license. One would wonder why you're holding on to the license. You've made 3 movies of it, 2 of them major flops, and one of them was never meant to be shown to the public. The only reason you made the movie was to hold on to the license, so it was made as cheaply and poorly as possible. Not even the actors were told that that's how it was going to be. So what's the point of holding on to the license? I had a decent day today, but I don't know. I did some weed eating and I actually did pretty good. Not so much on the weed eating itself, but I did a lot of weed eating for me. For me, a lot of weed eating. In one shot. In other words, I didn't sit down. But the problem I had is, for some reason, my weed eater kept throwing its line. I'd be going along, and all of a sudden, thwomp, it would just throw it. It's supposed to hold it through centrifugal force, but for whatever reason, it's not. I have plans to try and do some more weed eating tomorrow, though I'm not sure exactly where I'm going to do it. So, I'm going to look at the cup that holds the leads and see if there's anything that's causing problems. Because all the times I used it up until today, it's been fine. And I've used it on much heavier, thicker, meaner grass than what I used it on today. So I found that a little weird. This is one of those days, you know, it's like, I was like betting everything on that one important topic I had to talk about, and then forgot what the hell the topic was. I do that more often than is healthy. You know, did you guys know I'm rapidly closing in on 1,000 videos? Yeah, 1,000 videos. My numbers don't add up. They really don't. I've got almost 2,600 subscribers, almost 1,000 videos, and I get occasionally 100 views on a video. Some videos, depending, like the first bunch of videos when I had lost my wife, those obviously got a lot of views. And I gotta wonder if I'm gonna take at least the one where I talk about my wife had passed away the day of, but I'm considering taking it down, but I don't know. What else? Well, yeah, I was gonna say, other than that, I get some views, like occasionally get 100 views. Like my picking your first truck videos actually did pretty well. But, I don't know, man. My numbers just don't add up. I think I still got a lot of subscribers from the people who were subscribed to me at one point. And, they're just still subscribed to me. And I think a lot of subscribers I get from various games that I played. Again, they don't tell you what video the person was watching when they subscribe to you. Were they watching my Mass Effect? Were they watching my BioShock? Were they watching my League stuff? What the hell were they watching? Can you tell me? Apparently not. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of that. Don't need those anymore. Oh, I remember what I was going to talk about, and I probably don't have much time to talk about it. I think I've touched on this subject before, but there's been a new development in it. Here in Hawaii, we have a homeless problem. I mean, a lot of places have a homeless problem. A lot of states, cities, and whatnot. But here in Hawaii, to our homeless versus our populace, we have a really bad homeless problem. And the big problem is that there's just not enough shelters. Not enough money is dedicated to shelters, and not enough effort is, and not enough land. Land goes to golf courses, other businesses. Here on Maui, they're just doing a giant industrial park with a freaking, as I said one time, a Target that's bigger than any freaking box store I've ever seen. It's titanic in size. And there's other businesses going into this park as well. Not too long ago, a new golf course was put in Wailuku. Why? There's like zilch in the terms of hotels here in Wailuku, but there's a golf course. Oh, sorry. My bad. And that is the problem. Not enough money and not enough time and effort are dedicated to dealing with and helping the homeless. And now Hawaii is looking into what's called its sit-lay law, where you are not allowed to sit down or lay down in public areas. And they're looking to extend that, at least on Oahu, to malls, public shopping areas, and along the canal that they have. And I was watching this report, shaking my head, and then sure enough, here comes a senator or whatever the hell he was, some government official that says, "It is our job and responsibility to make sure that our public areas and sidewalks are open to everybody." Because the homeless people are blocking it? Because some guy tucked in a corner against a wall in the shadow trying to get some sleep because he has nowhere else to go is blocking your sidewalk? It's the coldest damn thing I've ever heard. Now, I don't mean it's cold here in Hawaii. I mean, that's a bullshit lie. That's the most political thing I've heard in a long time. Hawaii's problem with homeless is it doesn't want it seen. That's what this new extension to the sit-lay law is. It's not about making sure our public's open to everybody. It's about making sure our public areas are open to every. I should really slow down. It's not about making sure that our public areas are open to everyone. It's about making sure the public, the tourists, it, getting too into what I'm talking about. It's about making sure that the public here, the tourists specifically, don't see the homeless, and Hawaii's kept beautiful so that people come back. Because if you come to an area, you start seeing a bunch of homeless around, word gets out, well, I don't know, there was all these homeless people, which in itself is very rude, stupid. Tourism could go down just because of that. So what they're trying to do is they're trying to do their damnedest to make sure that they don't allow the homeless anywhere in public where they can be seen. One big example is here on Maui, even though we don't really have a sit-lay law that I know of. They do things about them. There was this area by the harbor where, I'm not kidding, hundreds of homeless. Hundreds. The population of Maui is like, what, 700,000? No, not 700,000. Well, I don't know. I used to know. I don't. It's not as big as you would think. But hundreds of homeless in this area by the harbor. They all moved there. And it wasn't a bad place for them to be. It really wasn't. But then word started spreading and things started leaking out that Norwegian Cruise Lines was going to put 3 new exclusive Hawaii cruise ships. Hawaii cruise ships here, and they were going to be visiting pretty much every day. There'd be at least 1 ship, if not 2, in the harbor every day. Well, we certainly can't have all those homeless people across from the harbor where all the tourists coming in on the boats might see them. Can we? We certainly can't. So they lied to the homeless. They said they were going to ask the homeless to move out temporarily, and they were going to clean the place up. They were going to put facilities in there. They were going to put bathrooms and other things that, to help. And when the homeless moved out, they cleaned up the whole area and barricaded it so that nobody could get in there. Yeah, that's what happened. Everywhere the homeless go, they get kicked out. You can't stay there. You can't stay there. You can't stay there. It's ridiculous. It really, really is. Because there's a simple solution, or at least a temporary, I'm not even going to call it a fix, because it's not a fix, but compromise. There's a compromise in all of this. What you need to do is you need to find an area where the homeless can go. A large chunk of land specifically dedicated and cordoned off for homeless people. And what I mean by cordoned off is basically, I don't care if it's a large fence, a bunch of trees. You don't want people to see it, fine. I'm just going along with that. I personally don't care. But you give them a place where they can go because they can't get into a shelter. Right now, there's a law so very similar to Hawaii's sit-lay law that is being challenged. And it's being challenged because it's like, is it fair to force these restrictions on homeless people if they do not have a reasonable alternative? This is a very strange road to me. So in other words, they can't go to a shelter because it's full, or in Hawaii's case, They can't go to a shelter because they've run their time limit. You're only allowed to stay in the shelter 2 months here in Hawaii. If you don't find a job and have a place to live in 2 months, you're kicked out. And finding a job in Hawaii is very, very difficult. As a matter of fact, just to let you know, a lot of homeless people have jobs. Yeah. Shoot. Hang on a sec. I apologize. My TV is on a timer. Every 4 hours, I have to press a button on the controller. Doesn't matter what button, as long as I press a button on the controller. Otherwise, it shuts off automatically to protect an image from burning into the screen. I actually like that. It can get annoying, and as you've seen here, a little inconvenient at times, but I still like it. I'm saying, I've known plenty of homeless people, and I still know some homeless people who have jobs, decent jobs, but they're still homeless because the price of getting somewhere to live here on Maui is astra fucking nomical. As I may have mentioned before when my wife and I were on the thread of ooh, too fast. On the thread of being thrown out at one time. What we were trying to find a room to stay in for $650 a month, which was really, really fucking bad, to be honest. It really would have hurt us financially, but we would have been able to make it work, albeit barely. What would get us, what might get us a room here on Maui would have gotten a 2-bedroom apartment. A 2-bedroom apartment. Back in Massachusetts in Taunton, where I live. And I know I checked. How far do we have to go? Very far? Oh no, we're almost there. Yeah, because we got the yawn. So, but we're almost there. We'll be fine. It's ridiculous. And finding a room under, say, $800 is just very difficult. It's very difficult. And it's... I don't know. I don't know how to put it. It's just... A lot of places wanted for a room what some apartments cost here. They wanted $1,000, $1,100, $1,200 freaking dollars, and it's kind of like, really? It's the stupidest, most boneheaded fucking thing I've ever seen, man. If they would, and it doesn't even, the land they have, in the land they would designate wouldn't even have to be a good chunk of land, just as long as it had, you know, give them some running water and maybe some toilet facilities, you know, or something, anything. As long as they had running water at the very least. And then they could all go there and pitch tents and whatnot. It's not a great, it's a solution. It's not even really a solution. It's more of a compromise than anything else. But at least it's better than just continuously kicking them out of wherever they go. I am so fucking this up. I don't think I'm gonna get it on the first run. Oh, a very generous parking square there. Yeah. All right. Let's start our economy. All right. First, upgrades. What do we have? We have a new paint job. Don't care. 6x2x4 chassis. Nice. And we get new chassis. We get liftgate chassis. Nice. New engine. Nice. All right. Oh wait. Oh yeah, new Actros, new Actros, new Actros. Okay. Yeah, we've got a lot to do here. Oh wait. Um damn. Yeah, diagnostics. Um wow, I thought you'd be able to set course for the nearest garage, but I guess not. Companies, banks, I guess I just gotta find it myself. All right, game, all right. Um might as well go right, right. Yeah, right. Might as well. Might as well. That is a interesting building there in the background. You see it, the UFO looking one? Right there. Hi guys. Sorry. Just tourist in town. My bad. All right. Um, always service the truck regardless of how little it is. And then upgrade. Chassis. We don't get a 6x4x2 lift, sadly. And that's only the other one. Maybe at level 12 we'll get it. Maybe. Engine. New 476 horsepower. Nice, almost 500. Yeah, I don't know why you're telling me that's new. I like paint. Don't know what's new there unless it's on the lights. I could still mount horns, but again, it would look fucking ridiculous. Oh, I get, all right, all right, all right, there we go. Get those now. Yes, I know about those. Thank you. I don't want them. Yeah. I don't know why you give me stars and flashing. This is new. No, it's fucking not. See? Oh, fuck. Fuck. What do I have? Chrome. Oh, yeah, it is Chrome Custom. Okay. Yes, thank you, Eastern Eagle. Don't care. I'll take Chrome. We don't get any side plates, man. We're gonna have a much smaller gas tank, just by the way. Oh boy. Alright. Paint. Alright. Quit your fucking yawning, will you? There is no dealership or anything here, so. Right. We service the truck. Actually, paint shop. metallic. Haha. I could also custom metallic it to purple because I like purple. And then we have the free Viking ones that we were given. I kind of don't. That one's actually pretty cool. I like that one. I was going to do this in my orange and blue that I usually do. So this white would be like this. And then this would be closer. Like that. And then this would be like that. Actually, that orange is a little to the darker side. So I'd want to lighten it up a little bit. Actually, let's just like put it up in the corner there. Easier to match. Yeah, see, there we go. See how neat, cool that looks? Or you could reverse it, you know, do this up top. But yeah, why not? Let's go with this one. It's actually kind of cool. All right. I don't have to do this again, do I? No. Let's get our rest before the game has a conniption fit. More rain. Lovely. Our freight market will probably be quite limited here. Yep, nothing but box trailers. Nothing but box trailers. Boring. Better. Oh, that goes pretty far. $3 less per kilometer, but I could live with it for that distance. That goes to where I've been. Probably nothing else interesting. No, not really. So we'll take that one. That's long distance. That'll be at least 2 episodes, if not more. Maybe even 3. But that's going to be me done for this episode, folks. I hope you've enjoyed watching this as much as I've been enjoying bringing it to you. A little of a strange topic here and there, and I only really got to touch on what I wanted at the end when I finally remembered it about the homeless problem here in Hawaii. And homeless places in many places could be solved the same way. You don't have to give, at least here in Hawaii, you don't really have to give homeless people a shelter if it's not in the books. Just give them a place to go. Give them a place to pitch a tent, which is what a lot of homeless people do here. Because, like I said, they have jobs, they just can't afford a home. So they buy tents and they live in tents and they live wherever they can put it. Give them a place to put their tents. Give them a place to park their cars. Give them a place to stay where they're not going to be in the way, where they're not going to be visible, where they're not going to be a problem for your pretty island. Compromise until you can come up with a solution. Is it really that hard? Anyways, folks, that's going to be me done for this episode. As I said, I hope you've been enjoying this as much as I've enjoyed bringing it to you, as I said. Until next time, it's going to be one big bugger. I'm going to be signing out.